In today's part of discussion, what we are going to discuss about is important reactions in aldehyde, ketone and carboxylic acid is aldol and canisol. What is the relation or what is the coincidence between these two is, for both the reaction, the reactant is aldehyde or ketone. Reacts with base, for example, sodium hydroxide, aqueous sodium hydroxide or aqueous potassium hydroxide, any base, it can be any base, any hydroxides, will give you the product which contains beta hydroxy carbonyl. Then why there are, what is the difference between these two? In aldol reaction, the product is beta hydroxy carbonyl in aldol formation. What is the condition for a reactant to undergo aldol reaction or a reactant to undergo canisol? The difference is, see, the similarity is both the thing aldehyde or base. Aldehyde and base are the reactant for both the reaction. Aldolக்கும் canisol reactantsum reagentum same, aldehyde அல்லது ketone with the base. There is no difference. Then in which way it will get different, whether it will undergo aldol or canisol அப்படின்னா, it purely based on the alpha hydrogen. So alpha hydrogen makes the sense. If alpha hydrogen is present, alpha hydrogen இருந்துச்சு அப்படின்னா, it will undergo aldol reaction, aldol formation. If there is no alpha hydrogen, it will undergo canisol. Then what is the difference between these two? In aldol reaction, the product will have carbonyl compound, carbonyl group plus OH at beta position. That is aldol. In canisol, the reaction is actually disproportionation reaction. The meaning of disproportionation reaction is that same reactant. Disproportionation means a same element undergoes both oxidized and reduction. A reaction in which a same element undergoes both oxidation and reduction is known as disproportionation reaction. So here we have a carbonyl compound, aldehyde or ketone, which if it undergo oxidation, the product will be carboxylic acid, with the reduction product will be alcohol. So oxidized product of carbonyl compound is carboxylic acid, reduced product of carbonyl compound is alcohol. In canisol, both oxidation and reduction will take place in the condition அப்படின்னா, if there is no alpha hydrogen. Now we need to understand what is mean by alpha hydrogen. Is it clear? Before understanding what is alpha hydrogen, let's draw the structure of the following compounds. Actually, it is a exercise question 12.7 in your book. So first, methanol. Methanol structure is carbon, meet one carbon, and it is aldehyde functional group. So double bond O bonded with H, and it is only one carbon. So fill the tetravalency remaining hydrogen. So the structure of first one. Next, 2-methyl pentanol. 2-methyl pentanol. So aldehyde functional group. In second carbon you are having methyl group, and in longest chain we have 5 carbons, 3, 4, 5. Then fill the tetravalency 1, here 2, here 2, here 3. Then third one, benzaldehyde. aldehyde functional group attached with benzene by replacing one of the hydrogen in benzene. Benzaldehyde. Then fourth one, benzophenone. Benzophenone means carbonyl group attached to 2 phenyl group, that is benzophenone. So this is benzophenone. If one side phenyl group, one side methyl group means that is acetophenone. So this is acetophenone, or can be called as methyl phenyl ketone. Methyl phenyl ketone. Name of this one is, another name is diphenyl ketone. Diphenyl ketone. Then fifth one is cyclohexanone. So cyclic ring contains 6 carbon and we have a carbonyl function, ketone functional group, cyclohexanone. 1-phenyl propanone. So propanone means 3 carbon, prop means 3 carbon, the longest chain, 6th one. And anone, carbon contain a single bond, ketone functional group. So now we have 1-phenyl. So to the first carbon we have the phenyl substituent. So this is 1-phenyl propanone. Then phenyl acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde means ethanol. So ethanol means this is ethanol. Now phenyl ethanol. So to the here we have tetravalency. All the 4 bonds are balanced. So here we can attach the phenyl group here. Now fill the tetravalency by using hydrogen. Now this is phenyl acetaldehyde. Then 8th one is butanol. 1 CH3, CH2, CH2, CH2OH, butanol. Then 9th one is 2,2 dimethyl butanol. 2,2 dimethyl butanol. So 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon have a single bond and we have aldehyde functional group. Then second carbon we have 1 methyl. In the same second carbon we have another methyl. Now fill the tetravalency. So these are the structures of the compounds which is given in the 12.7 question. Now we need to identify what is mean by alpha hydrogen. Which are the compounds containing alpha hydrogen? Which are the compounds do not contain alpha hydrogen? So hydrogen bonded with alpha carbon known as alpha hydrogen. Hydrogen bonded with alpha carbon is known as alpha hydrogen. Further, we should understand what is mean by alpha carbon. So in a compound, in any organic compound, the principal functional group or primary functional group, if a compound contains more than one functional group, based on the priority order, principal functional group should be fixed. Principal functional group attached carbon, that is known as alpha carbon. Functional group attached carbon is known as alpha carbon. So question now here we have carbonyl compound. Carbonyl carbon attached carbon, either this carbon or this carbon will be alpha carbon. This carbon is functional group carbon, or it can be called as carbonyl carbon. This carbonyl carbon is functional group carbon. This is not alpha carbon. So compound carbonyl carbon alpha carbon understanding, it's completely wrong. Functional group attached carbon is alpha carbon. And one more thing is, alpha hydrogen means hydrogen bonded with alpha carbon, only alpha hydrogen. Why I am giving more importance here is, see the first compound. Here we have carbonyl carbon. There is no alpha carbon. If there is no alpha carbon, there will be no alpha hydrogen. You are not supposed to say, sir, hydrogens are directly bonded with carbonyl carbon, so this can be alpha hydrogen. No. Hydrogen bonded with alpha carbon, only alpha hydrogen. So here, no alpha hydrogen. In first compound, there is no alpha hydrogen. First we need to identify this one, then only we will proceed. So here we have, this is a functional group, and this is our alpha carbon, beta carbon, this is also beta. Do you have alpha hydrogen? So here alpha carbon bonded on nitrogen. So in this compound we have alpha hydrogen. Yes, this is alpha hydrogen. Don't mistake this. And here, this is functional group carbon. This is functional group attached to carbon. This side hydrogen, sir, but this is aldehyde hydrogen. This is not supposed to be considered as alpha hydrogen. So here you have carbon 1, 2, 3, 4. So there is no hydrogen, no alpha hydrogen. In benzaldehyde, there is no alpha hydrogen. If alpha hydrogen is there, it will undergo aldol or aldol reaction. If there is no alpha hydrogen, it will undergo Cannizzaro. And sometimes they would ask in the 1 mark, which of the following compound will undergo aldol or Cannizzaro. If you know how to draw the structure, easily you can identify which one will undergo aldol or Cannizzaro. So astrophenol is different case. We will come to this one later. But as of now, we can identify there is no alpha hydrogen. Sorry, benzophenol there is no alpha hydrogen. In astrophenol there is alpha hydrogen. In astrophenol alpha hydrogen is there. In benzophenol there is no alpha hydrogen. In cyclohexanol, this carbonyl carbon attached to carbon. Here we have 2 hydrogen. Here we have 2 hydrogen. Minimum 1 hydrogen. Minimum 1 hydrogen irundale podhu it will undergo aldol. So there is no alpha hydrogen. Sorry, here you have alpha hydrogen. So it will undergo aldol. Here this functional group. This is alpha carbon. This is alpha carbon. This side also we have hydrogen. This side also we have hydrogen. So alpha hydrogen is there. It will undergo aldol. Alpha hydrogen so it will undergo aldol. Functional group attached to carbon. Now this carbon bonded to 3 other carbons, so 3 beta carbons are there. We have beta hydrogen, but there is no alpha hydrogen. So no alpha hydrogen will undergo Cannizzaro. Here this alcohol functional group. This is alpha carbon. We have alpha carbon, but this is not carbonyl alpha carbon. This is alcohol alpha carbon. So it will not undergo. It will not neither aldol nor Cannizzaro because no aldehyde or ketone. Neither aldol nor Cannizzaro. And moreover, here in aldol or Cannizzaro, the reagent is base. Alcohols are very weak acid. It will not react with base also, so there will be no reaction. If question is what happens when we add sodium hydroxide to butanol, means no reaction. Why? Because alcohols are very weak acid, very weak acid. Whereas phenol will react. Phenols are comparatively more acidic than alcohols. Is it clear? So with this, you can identify which one undergo aldol or Cannizzaro. Now we will see how to write the product. Okay, we'll start with ethanol. What happens with base? To write the product directly, that the easiest way is 2 molecules of aldehyde or ketone is needed. It can be aldol or Cannizzaro for both the reactions. 2 molecules. I am not saying 2 molecules of same type. Again I am repeat, 2 molecules. 2 aldehyde அல்லது ketone தேவைப்படுமே தவிர ரெண்டுமே சேம் ஆகணும் அவசியம் கிடையாது. If both are same means it is simple aldol reaction. 2 molecules தேவை. அந்த 2 molecules நீங்க சேம் டைப்பே எடுத்தீங்க, எத்தனால் ப்ரோபனல் பியூட்டனல் அப்படி எடுத்தீங்கன்னா that will undergo simple aldol. If you are taking ethanol propanol different aldehydes, it will undergo crossed aldol formation. So simple aldol molecules, 2 molecules of same type of aldehyde or ketone. For crossed, different aldehydes or ketone will react. And why the reaction particularly called as aldol reaction abdina, here the product will contain both aldehyde and alcohol. As product contain both aldehyde ALD, alcohol OL. The reaction is called as aldol formation, aldol reaction. And the common name for aldol is beta hydroxy carbonyl. It can be beta hydroxy aldehyde or beta hydroxy ketone. Okay. Now how to write the product. First I will teach you how to write the product directly, then I will guide you the mechanism how to write the product. So first ரெண்டு molecules same type எடுக்கிறீங்க அப்படின்னா அந்த ரெண்டு moleculesையும் write in this way. Now we know this will undergo aldol because alpha carbon contains hydrogen. So ஒரு molecule acid அப்படியே எழுதிட்டு இன்னொரு molecule just separate the alpha hydrogen and write the complete structure. Now first break the connection between alpha hydrogen with that alpha carbon, and in another molecule, see ஒரு molecule break பண்ணிட்டீங்க அப்படின்னா that will be nucleophile. எந்த molecule you are breaking alpha hydrogen, that will act as nucleophile. எந்த molecule you are going to add that hydrogen, that will act as electrophile. Always the reaction will take place between one electron deficient and one electron rich. ஸோ நீங்கள் எதில் பிரேக் பண்ணுறீங்களோ அது நியூக்ளியோஃபைல் ஆக்ட் ஆகும், எதில் ஆட் பண்ண போகிறீங்களோ அதாவது அனதர் மாலிகுல் நீங்கள் பிரேக் பண்ண இதில் நியூக்ளியோஃபைலாக இருக்கும், அடுத்ததில் இப்போ ஆட் பண்ண போகிறோம். ஆட் பண்ண போகிறதுல என்ன பண்ணணும்னா we should break the pi bond between carbon and oxygen. Again I am repeating, you should break the pi bond, which means still sigma bond remains there. Sigma bond will not break பண்ணிட்டு ஸோ ரெண்டு பாண்டை பிரேக் பண்ணணும். பாண்ட் பிரேக் பண்ணுறது ரெண்டே இடத்துல, ஒன்று ஆல்ஃபா ஹைட்ரஜனுக்கும் அந்த ஆல்ஃபா கார்பனுக்கும், இன்னொரு பாண்ட் வந்து பை பாண்ட் பிட்வீன் கார்பன் ஆக்சிஜன் அனதர் மாலிகுல். சேம் மாலிகுலே பிரேக் பண்ணக்கூடாது. நவ் யூ ஷுட் ஃபார்ம் டூ பாண்ட்ஸ். ஃபார்ம் பண்ணுறது என்ன பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா த ஹைட்ரஜன் விச் யூ பிரேக் ஃப்ரம் த ஆல்ஃபா கார்பன் ஷுட் பி கனெக்டட் டு த ஆக்சிஜன் ஆஃப் அனதர் மாலிகுல். இந்த இடத்துல நியூ பாண்ட் ஃபார்ம் பண்ணணும். ஸோ அப்போ ஒரு பாண்ட் ஃபார்ம் பண்ணிட்டோம், மொத்தம் ரெண்டு பாண்ட் பிரேக் பண்ணோம், அப்போ ரெண்டு பாண்ட் ஃபார்ம் பண்ணணும். தட் ஃபங்க்ஷனல் குரூப் கார்பன் எங்கே நீங்கள் பாண்ட் பிரேக் பண்ணீங்களோ அந்த கார்பனையும் யூ ஷுட் கனெக்ட் வித் த ஆல்ஃபா கார்பன், இப்படி கனெக்ட் பண்ணிடணும். ஸோ இது ரெண்டுத்துக்கு நியூ கனெக்ஷன். இங்கே OH ஒரு கனெக்ஷன். அப்போ மொத்தம் ரெண்டு பாண்டை பிரேக் பண்ணுறோம், ரெண்டு பாண்டை ஃபார்ம் பண்ணுறோம். ஸோ ப்ராடக்ட் எழுத சொல்ல என்ன பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா டு ரைட் த ப்ராடக்ட் யூ ஷுட் ஸ்டார்ட் ஃப்ரம் இயர். இங்கேருந்து ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஐ வில் அசைன் கார்பன் A, கார்பன் B, carbon D, carbon E. It's very simple provided if you understand. Otherwise it will be difficult. So product எழுத சொல்ல CH3, this is carbon A. Now carbon A is bonded with carbon B. In carbon B the pi bond is broken, sigma bond remains same. That oxygen is going to make a new bond with hydrogen. So already carbon B bonded with one hydrogen. Now carbon B is going to make a new bond with carbon D. Carbon D ல இந்த hydrogen bond break ஆயிருக்கும். Two hydrogens will be there. Carbon D is bonded with carbon E. Now see, this is alpha carbon, this is beta carbon. Now you have aldehyde functional group and alcohol functional group. So aldehyde irukka solla aldehyde will get the higher priority. So alcohol will be considered a substituent, and in beta portion you have hydroxy. So beta hydroxy aldehyde. See, இது வந்திருக்கும். The exact common name for this compound is 1, 2, 3. So 3-hydroxy propanol. Is it clear? So அப்போ ப்ராடக்ட் எழுது இப்படி தான் எழுதணும். இப்போ we will see the mechanism, how to write the product. Okay. Now we will see the mechanism. So first molecule of aldehyde, that is ethanol. Already I told you 2 molecules are needed. This is the first molecule that எடுத்துருக்கோம். To this we are adding the base. Base will produce OH minus. OH minus will abstract the H plus. Now from where it will abstract is from alpha hydrogen it will abstract. Alpha carbon வந்து ஒரு hydrogen abstract பண்ணிடும். So you will get CH2. That CH will become CH2. CH2 is bonded with carbonyl group, aldehyde functional group. Now as it breaks the hydrogen, as hydrogen comes out as H plus. Hydrogen H plus வெளில வந்திருக்கும். So இந்த OH minus போயிட்டு இந்த hydrogen H plus எடுத்திருக்கு. The bonded electrons will move towards the carbon. So carbon will get negative charge. As carbon is gaining the negative charge, it acts as nucleophile. ஸோ அந்த லாஸ்ட் ரியாக்ஷன் எழுதணும்ல, நியூக்ளியோஃபைலுக்கும் எலக்ட்ரோஃபைலு தான் ரியாக்ஷன் நடக்கும் அப்படின்னு. அப்போ அந்த நியூக்ளியோஃபைல் இங்கே ஃபார்ம் ஆகிடுச்சு, விச் இஸ் நோன் அஸ் கார்பேனயான். இட் வில் கால்ட் அஸ் இனோலேட் அயான், பட் கார்பேனயான் இஸ் எனஃப், நியூக்ளியோஃபைல் இஸ் எனஃப். நவ் ஓகே, ஃபஸ்ட் மாலிகுல் முடிஞ்சிருச்சு. நவ் செகண்ட் மாலிகுல். In second molecule, we know very well that bond between carbon and oxygen is polarized bond, and it will get polarized in such a way carbon will get the positive charge delta plus, oxygen will get the delta minus. Now this is second molecule. The first molecule nucleophile is going to attack the second molecule. This is first molecule nucleophile that is going to attack the second molecule. So now this is electron rich center. Electron rich center will attack the electron deficient center carbon, as it is going to make a new bond with carbonyl carbon. As this alpha carbon is going to make a new bond with carbonyl carbon, the existing bond between pi bond between carbon and oxygen will get break, move as negative charge on oxygen. So in product you will get see the CH3 அப்படியே வந்துரும். C, the pi bond will get break and the oxygen will get a negative charge. This is already existing hydrogen. Now it is going to be new bond with CH2, which is bonded with. இந்த மாதிரி நமக்கு ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் கிடச்சிரும். Now this will abstract one proton from solvent. So from solvent this will abstract, which will give CH3, 3-hydroxy-butanol. The reaction will not stop here. ஏன் அப்படின்னா further you are increasing the temperature. இந்த ஆல்டாலில் ஃபர்தர் நம்ம டெம்பரேச்சர் இன்க்ரீஸ் பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா it will lose the water molecule. இங்கேருந்து OHம் and from here one hydrogen. It will get removed, which will make a double bond between alpha carbon and beta carbon. So in product you will have CH3, CH, double bond, CH. So this is obtained by removing water molecule. That is happened by increasing the temperature. Slight increase in temperature will form. Now this alpha carbon, beta carbon. In between alpha and beta carbon you have double bond. So alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl. Alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl. Common name is butenol. Butenol is nothing but crotonaldehyde. So this is the mechanism of aldol reaction. So in case question வந்து one compound contains alpha carbon and alpha hydrogen, another molecule do not contain alpha hydrogen. அப்படி இருந்துச்சுன்னா இதில் alpha hydrogen இருந்துச்சோ that will form first nucleophile. The one which do not contain alpha hydrogen, that will act as electrophile. Your second molecule role is electrophile. As it is accepting electron, as it is electron deficient, it is accepting electron but donated, it will be called as electrophile. சரியா? So this is aldol condensation. Form on aldol irundhu you are removing smaller molecule. A condensation reaction means a reaction in which the smaller molecules get removed, like water, leaving group etc. இந்த மாதிரிலாம் remove பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா those reaction will be called as condensation reaction. So aldol on condensation reaction gives alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl. So you try to solve for formaldehyde and methanol, formaldehyde and ethanol. You try to solve for formaldehyde and ethanol. What will happen when you react formaldehyde and ethanol in presence of sodium hydroxide? Now you may ask, only formaldehyde and ethanol will react, or formaldehyde will react with another formaldehyde, ethanol will react with another ethanol. So it will give mixture of product, but as of now you consider I am taking one molecule of formaldehyde and one molecule of methanol. In that too, that first molecule of ethanol forms nucleophile. That nucleophile is going to attack the formaldehyde. Like that you form the product. If you write the correct product, comment la solunga. We will discuss. Next is about Canicero. Canicero. So aldehyde or ketone which do not contain alpha hydrogen. Is alpha hydrogen that will undergo Canicero. So I will do for benzaldehyde. Because in benzaldehyde there is no alpha hydrogen. Am I right? This alpha carbon bonded with 1, 2, 3, 4 bonds. There is no alpha hydrogen. And 2 molecules of benzaldehyde. It is going to react with in presence of aqueous base. Now what will be the product? So here what happens is, first molecule of benzaldehyde, same reaction, OH minus is going to attack the carbonyl carbon, which will lead to the formation of C. A new bond is going to make between carbon and OH. This is a new bond. So I will give a new color for that new bond which is forming. Once the bond forms, the pi bond between carbon and oxygen will get break. It will move as negative charge on oxygen. And this is already existing hydrogen. Now what happens is, this pi bond again will come into form the new, the pi electron, the negative charge will make a pi bond between again carbon and oxygen. Once a bond makes, this carbon has to break any one bond. Either it can break this bond or this bond or this bond. So we know very well there is no possibility to break this bond because it is going to make one more bond. It is not easy to break this bond. And once if it breaks this bond, again it will go back to the reactant. So there is no usage of breaking this bond. And here the bond is between carbon and a phenyl group. It is involved in resonance. It is electron. There will be partial double bond character between these two. So there is no possibility to break this bond. So it is easy to break the hydrogen, but it will break the hydrogen bond in such a way the bonded electrons will move towards the hydrogen, because carbon is gaining electron here. அந்த கார்பனுக்கு எலக்ட்ரான் தேவைப்பட்டால் மட்டும்தான் that carbon will gain the electron, that hydrogen will be removed as H plus. Now here carbon is having more amount of electron density. Carbon is not, it is not having any need to gain the electron. It want to lose the electron density. அப்போ this hydrogen will get break in such a way the electrons will move towards hydrogen, with the hydrogen அப்போ தான் மூவ் ஆகும். Now the second molecule is coming to the action. How the second molecule is going to help in this reaction அப்படின்னா, once the pi bond, once the negative charge makes the pi bond, this will be removed as H minus. See, why I am marking this to, why I am marking here is bonded electrons or hydrogen will comes out. So hydrogen will comes out, it will attack the carbonyl carbon. Now this pi bond will break and remove as negative charge for the oxygen. So you will get, as a result of which you will get first molecule. இதில் அந்த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் அட்டாக் நடந்தது அந்த மாலிகுலில் you will have C double bond O, this is OH, so it will form benzoic acid, benzoic acid, and here it is known as hydride shift. Why it is called as hydride shift? Hydrogen H minus இங்கிருந்து இங்கே மூவ் ஆகுது, hydride shift has been taken place, so which will give benzene ring, C already bonded hydrogen, that O will become O minus. Now a new bond is with the hydrogen. In NaOH எடுத்தோம்னா that Na plus will be attracted here, ionic force of attraction, so it will be called as okay, once on acidification. எஸ் இங்கேருந்து ஹைட்ரஜன் ஷிஃப்ட் ஆகிடலாம். ஸோ இட் வில் பி சோடியம் பென்சோயிட். ஓகே, இதை அசிடிஃபைட் பண்ணால் கூட யூ வில் கெட் பென்சைல் ஆல்கஹால். ஸோ டூ ப்ராடக்ட்ஸ், ஒன் இஸ் benzoic acid, another one is benzyl alcohol. Benzyl alcohol is reduced product, benzoic acid is oxidized product. Is it clear? Directly எழுதணும் அப்படின்னா just write the benzaldehyde, the compound which do not contain alpha hydrogen. Directly எழுதிட்டு to write the product, first confirm it whether it will undergo alpha or Candice-0. Here it will undergo Candice-0. Write the unit as it is, that alkyl part or aryl part as it is, எழுதிட்டு carbon carbon. So in first molecule, to write the oxidized product, add oxygen in between carbon and hydrogen, or add oxygen in between carbon and hydrogen, so you will get oxidized product. To write the oxidized product, to write the reduced product, add hydrogen by breaking the pi bond, add hydrogen by breaking the pi bond to carbonyl carbon as well as oxygen, so you will get CH2OH. So this will be reduced product. So to reduced product, add H2 by breaking the bond, pi bond between carbon and oxygen to carbon and hydrogen. To write the oxidized product, add oxygen in between carbon and hydrogen to write the oxidized product. Is it clear? If you have any doubt, post பண்ணுங்க. Thank you.